yesterday we'll be talking about CHELLE, the new head coach of Nigerian Super Eagles. It's no longer news that he's been appointed and is now the new head coach of the Super Eagles. People may like it, people may dislike it. I'm sure even you have an opinion, about his appointment. But at this point, there's nothing we can do. He's the new head coach. And in today's video, I'll be looking at his tactical setup, how he usually sets his team up going into games. And the good thing is he's very flexible with how he chooses to set up his teams, with how he chooses his formation, so he can go with a myriad of varying formations. And I think for each formation he likes to go with, tactical setup he likes to adopt, the Nigerian Super Eagles have the players, Nigeria has the players, to fit that system. So the first one, which is his usual go-to formation, is the 4-3-1-2. Essentially, for me, it's another sort of 4-2-3-1, but this is a slight tweak on that formation. So you're going with a four-man back line, three-man central midfield setup, and a 10, lone 10 behind two center forwards. And I think Nigeria has the players to suit this formation, in my opinion. So the back line for me, I've chosen with Bruno Yimachi on the left, and then you have your Trust Ekong in the center of defense, paired up with Igor Ogbu, as well as having Ola Aina as the right back slash right wing back. And then in the central midfield position, I'll be having Uche Santos, Ebenezer Kinsimero, and Rafael Onyedika. In the 10 role, Ademola Lookman, for me, he must start in the formation. And then the two strikers, you guessed it. No, I'm sure you guessed one. You didn't guess the second one. If you guess the second one, then you really know Nigerian football. The first striker would be none other than Victor Osimhen, back to scoring lots of goals, for Galatasaray, rekindling his form at Napoli. And then you have Tolu Akorodare. He plays, in Belgium. He's been scoring goals for his club Ghent. So for me, this would work. But one thing that this sort of formation would lack is width. Except there'll be, and I feel there'll be over reliance on, the fullbacks slash wing backs to provide width. And one key strength of the Nigerian Super Eagles is pace. That's something Nigeria seems to produce, in terms of talent. And players that are pacey, players that are quick off the mark. So I think it would be a bit redundant to decide to go with a formation that takes away a key strength, of your team. So, but it has these strong points in that the midfield is packed up, difficult to beat. You have the creativity in Ebenezer Kinsimero, and then of course you have your pace, power, hold up play from, from Victor Osimhen, and as well Tolu as well is also 6 foot plus, so you can give it that hold up play, that pace, and eye for goals, and they can build off of each other's strength. That's just my opinion. And I know some people say Ebenezer Kinsimero isn't ready. Some people say Uche Santos isn't ready. Some people are even arguing he's not even a central midfielder. But in my opinion, I think he is a central midfielder. We've seen the likes of Kai Havertz being played as a 9, but we know he's an 8, at best a 10. We've seen the likes of Caicedo being played as a right back sometimes. He's had to switch, move from his midfield role to right back. That doesn't make him primarily a right back, in my opinion. So I think Chrysanthus Uche, Ebenezer Kinsimero, Rafael Onyedika would, work a treat in this formation. I know lots of people will want to say Alex Iwobi. For me, I feel Alex Iwobi is too much of a luxury player to be in this formation, in my honest opinion, because I don't think he has the athletic ability, to match up for pace, match up for energy. Especially one key thing about, Eric Chile is he likes his team to really press, high octane press, and I don't think Alex Iwobi can cope up with that sort of approach of play. Now we'll go on to the next formation that I've put up. I would like to know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. So let's go to the second one. Now the second one is a 4-4-2, a typical flat 4-4-2. Going with the back four of Bruno Yimachi, Igor Ogbu, because I think his time has come. He's 24 years old. He's no kid anymore. His time, he's aggressive, he's fast, he's pacey, he's excellent with the ball at his feet. So you want that kind of player in your team. So I don't see why we should be waiting for Semi Ajayi, because in my opinion, he is better than Semi Ajayi, in my humble opinion. And then, of course, you have Vince Osuji for me. Vince Osuji, you can swap him up with Trust Ekong, though he's still young, aggressive as well, like Bruno, like Igor Ogbu. And I think he would have something to give, but I wouldn't be too mad if you sub him for, or you um, swap him for a Trust Ekong. But the what I'm going, and then on the right fullback, I've gone with the tried and trusted. We've had rumors that Man City are looking to get his signature, but for me, Olaina, Olaina definitely should be there, in my opinion. There's no questions asked. When we see anyone who's better, then we can talk about that. But for now, there's no one even close, in my opinion. That's not to say we shouldn't, as a country, look for ways to get backups for this wonderful player. And then on the left, for me, I'll go with Ademola Lookman. He must start in any form, in any sort of formation we have. He must start. And then there's Uche Crisantos and Ebenezer Kinsimero in the heart of the midfield. Because I think they have the skill, the energy, the technique on the ball, to play in that two-man midfield. Because what people don't understand about two-man midfield is you need you're doing a donkey's job. You're going back and forth, high energy, high octane football. You need to be able to defend, you need to be able to attack in equal measure. None of this should be lacking. So you need quality and energy in the equal spades. And I think these two players, they have these qualities. And then wide on the right will be Samuel Chukwueze, although I think he slightly has a slight knock for AC Milan at the minute, but I think he'll be back and fit ready when the qualifiers come around. So uh, Samuel Chukwueze, good to have him there. No questions about that. And then now I'm sure this is an attacking pair that you would have guessed. You would have guessed this. If I were watching the video, I probably would guess these two attackers. So Victor Boniface, Bayer Leverkusen, we know. Victor Osimhen, um, Galatasaray, we know. On loan from Napoli to Galatasaray. But why I've chosen this two now, because I think it will be beneficial for Victor Boniface. And just listen, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But while you're here, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the notification bell so you're notified each time I post a video pre-recorded or go on live, so you come and you'll be able to see the video. So thanks as you do that. Now, Victor Boniface, we've seen Bayer Leverkusen. He's a player that likes to combine with other players, dovetail off other players, holds the ball, link up with other players. And that's something that's been lacking in the Nigerian Super Eagles. That's why he struggled. And when you tell people to say, "Oh no, you're making excuses," or "Why you're making excuses for the player?" No, you have to play to your player's strength. If you want to use a player, it's better you don't invite a player than inviting a player and choose not to use that player to his strengths. So he's a player that likes to be on the ball. He likes to be able to link up with midfield, link up with the striker, with the supporting striker, and with someone like Victor Osimhen by his side. I think that would be terror for defenders, midfielders, not just in Africa, but in the world as a whole, because it would just be technique, power, pace. And lots of times when I've seen him play, even when Augustin Guavon, was in charge, he was always caught out to be a lone figure. He didn't have that support that you would expect, him to get. And just like he got in Bayer Leverkusen, so some people say, "Oh, he doesn't have the passion to play for Nigeria." I say that's not the point. Sometimes you have to look deeper than just saying passion. So for me, Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface, that's the pairing that I would go with for that formation. So let me know what your thoughts are, opinions are on it. You can disagree and agree. That's why we're here. Football, that's the beauty of football, is subjective, 100% subjective. I have my opinion, you have your opinion, and let's have a discussion. Drop your comments in the comment section. And then the last formation I'll be coming up with, that I've sort of chosen, is what Augustin Guavon used for Nigeria. And I think to a large extent he got it right. But I think at some point, especially towards the last games, he had some issues in terms of personnel. In terms of personnel he chose to use. So for me, I'm going with that. So this is the 3-4-3 formation. I know if you've been attentive, you notice I haven't mentioned the goalkeeper. For me, Stanley Wabali, head and shoulder above every goalkeeper that is eligible to play for Nigeria at this minute. So if you know a name of a goalkeeper that is better, you let me know in the comment section, and we can have a discussion about this as the days go by. So we're going with the three-man centre back defense. So we're going with your Igor Bu wide on the left, go with just Ekong. Down the middle, go with Vince Osuji wide on the as a right centre back. We're going with, so just Ekong can be a sweeper, you know, a sweeper centre back in the middle with his passing range and all that. That's just Ekong. But as well, Tosin Adarbayo, NFF, Gusau, wherever you are, do your utmost to get this player to join the Nigerian Super Eagles. And then I'll be going with Bruno Yemachi as left wing back, Ebenezer Kensimero in the center of the midfield, Uche Crisantos in the center of the midfield, Samuel Edozie wide on the left, and wide on the right, Ademola Lookman wide on the right, and Victor Osimhen down the middle. And Osama Edozie is a new name. He was in the Man City LI development squad and then moved on to join Southampton. Now he's on loan to at Anderlecht, and he's been fairly decent in my opinion. So let's see how that goes. But he's someone that has a skill, has a technique, and I think he would do very, very well in this sort of setup. Uses skill, uses pace, uses flair. Because I think Samuel Chukwueze is good, no doubt, but he has this injury concern. So that's my opinion. That's how I think Eric Chile could and should set up, because he's proven to be a flexible sort of manager, head coach in terms of how he sets his team up tactically. What are your thoughts on this? Please let me know in the comment section. So do like and subscribe, and I'll see you on yet another video to have a splendid rest of your day.